It's so horrible. I can't even tell what's what. He'd been wearing these. The bracelet's off. Oh wait, Zero did say.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so.
Kinda. Well, I suppose this is the second way. His heart did stop, so his bracelet's off.
1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
The bracelet comes off when you're dead.
Yep.
What the hell's the point of getting it off when you end up like this? Just imagining how it must have happened. This was a human. Oh god. I feel like I'm gonna puke. I gotta get out of here. Where did they... Through here?
There's a few rooms here.
What's up?
Check this out. We found this thing here on the door.
The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked?
So I would assume.
I would think so.
Is there any other way out?
We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything.
So you're telling me that unless we can open this door...
Yes. We won't be going anywhere.
This looks like a bedroom.
Then the other room is probably a living room. Or the closest you can get to one on a ship.
All right, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys.
Escape room time. Got a few rooms to search. We'll start with this one, I guess. So, this is the locking thing. It's flashing red. That's usually not a good sign. Is that a microphone? It looks like a satellite dish. Let me see. Well, judging by the feel of it, I would guess that we are meant to produce some sort of sound, and this device will sense it and unlock. Okay. A white desk. Feels kind of fancy. Some notes.
What's wrong? You got weird all of a sudden.
I heard something.
Something strange.
Ah, well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans.
Yeah, because you're blind, your other senses improve.
I notice even the slightest of noises.
Right. Are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away?
No, such a thing would be impossible.
Not a mile, but...
However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects.
Oh yeah, that's right. When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was...
Yes, I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast. Certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could defeat them.
Oh,
Interesting.
really?
You don't believe me, do you? Care to give it a try? I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it. Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we?
I would say being blind, he could probably hear movement of air better. Sounds like he wants to fight, doesn't it? Nothing else around here? Don't see many of these days. Can't see the details obviously, but I imagine it's one of those princess beds Clover is so fond of. Clover wants one of these. Yes? She wants a princess bed. Didn't I say that? You think it doesn't suit her? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Junpei, judge her by appearance, will you? And well, you should not. It's a small round chair. Looks like it probably goes to the vanity. It's totally a table with a mirror. Yes, you know, that sort of thing is known as a vanity. Were you aware of that, Junpei? Of course, vanity also refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you could say that every day when a woman looks into one of these, she is staring at her own conceit and narcissism. Doesn't that strike you as terribly sad? No comment. There's nothing in the drawer. Yep, totally empty. What's this? This isn't a score. Is this a map of the ship? A map? There's a map of the ship here? Yeah. Then I imagine it will prove very helpful. You'd best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. An upright piano. From the feel of the wood, it must be quite old. Can't I put my note there? A music stand. Well, might as well put this glass plate on it. Is something wrong? It's kinda hard to see the notes. Maybe if I'll put something under them. A background for the notes. A window. There's an iron plate nailed to it. White desk, snakes rubbing it. This is high quality desk. Teak or perhaps mahogany. Wow, how can you tell that? Oh, I have my ways. That goes there. Where does this one go? This safe is locked. It's one of those dial locks. It doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open. Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you, Snake? I also found nothing. Another music sheet. So I still need more for that one. The bathtub is full of water. Is there ash or something in this water? It looks kinda grey. Let's just pull the plug. No, hold on. Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for something. Use it for something? Maybe I need to fill something with water. Nope, doesn't look like there's anything hidden there. And there we are in the mirror. What a pair. A college kid and a terrifying giant of a man in a beanie. Stuck in a cramped bathroom with this beast of a man. What would my parents say? Something wrong, Junpei? You look real sad all of a sudden. No, nothing. Well, the sink's clean. Any water? Nothing's coming out. We've got the faucet on all the way, but I can't hear anything. This is some sort of antique desk. Makes sense though, I guess. This whole room's full of antiques. You could get a nice handful of cash for all the stuff in here. Somebody spent a lot of time carving the legs of this chair. It'll snap like a twig if Seven sits on it, though. Mind your own business. It's a heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half. It has score printed on the front of it. Score. That's gotta mean musical score. If that's true, then the score we just found was probably in here. At least at some point. So I'm not gonna pick that up. There's a couple lights on the wall here. It's a chair. Yep, not wrong there. A chair, huh? There's an iron grate in front of the fireplace. There's something behind it. There's a score in a fire. I'm guessing I need to put the fire out to get that score. This couch was just big enough for 3 people. Looks perfect for me. What? Perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself. The couch looks a lot more elegant. Hey, there's something you aren't saying. Never mind. I get it, you're gonna use this vase, right? That's pretty clever, Junpei. We just gotta fill this thing with water. I missed this door over here before. Hey Junpei, where are you going? Didn't we come out of that door? No point going back there. All that's out there are a locked numbered door and a dead body. Or what's left of it. Yeah. This is a suitcase made of leather, the colour of rich mahogany. Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. Another score plate. Shouldn't be too hard to fill this vase up. Man, this water's dirty. Can't see more than 4 inches or so. I can't see anything down there. Do you think... Think what? The water's filthy. If there's anything under it, I sure can't see it. Still, if I want to be sure... There's a plug on the end of the this chain. Alright, why don't we just drain this water? Yeah, good plan. Alright, where's that thing? A good tug ought to be enough to get it out. Huh? There we go. There had to be something down there. Huh? This faucet is really hard to turn. Man, doesn't matter how hard I yank on it. This thing won't budge. Heh, hard for you to turn, kid. How about you let a man give it a shot? Yeah. Damn it, nothing. Might as well be a damn rock. It looks like something's holding that knob in place. Well, if you can't do it, Seven, guess we might as well give up. There's some toilet paper on the wall there. Nothing that looks suspicious. It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. Okay. Why did they even allow me to go in there? What the? That's back there. No, wrong door. That one. Light switch, nothing happens when I press it. Okay, so there's no more doors. I've got a vase filled with water. It's heavy. I can't just throw it at the grate though. I gotta pour the water right onto the fire itself. Have I seen anything to move the grate? A, G, D, and C. I'm starting to get stuck a bit again. Anything else in this door? A leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight, and it makes no noise when shaken. Already done that. Yep. Need to know the numbers for that, so I can't do anything in there yet. I've just done everything in here that I can think. Nope, nothing more in there for me. Dang, nothing in there. I'm not finding anything else. I feel like the next thing I need to do is pour the water on this fire. But to do that, I need to get rid of the grate. And I've got nothing to do that. Ah, right, time to put this fire out. About time, buddy. Let's do it. Here we go. Okay, I must have clicked on the fire, not the... I must have clicked on the grate before, not the fire. Good job. Another success. That fire didn't stand a chance. Pull this out now, I don't want to get burnt, so let's pull down the sleeves. Score plate. Yeah. Didn't think so.
Oh.
Hey, Seven, what the hell was that? Are you alright?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I just felt a little dizzy, that's all. What the hell is wrong with me? First memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason.
Memory loss?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. Didn't realize I hadn't told you.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, we found out that in the first, before we jumped back to this time.
You're talking about amnesia, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you?
An amnesiac?
If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Are you telling the truth?
Huh?
Well, you look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you've really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something?
Well, sure. I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck. But that was a while ago. I've had some time to get used to it. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble of worrying about it. After all, why worry about something I can't change? Well, people usually don't stay amnesiacs forever. I figure it'll work itself out eventually.
But that's it?
That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work.
How are you fine with something like that?
Seems as good place as any to put this music we found. Just gotta put the ceramic plate on the bottom. And then stack the glass plates on top of it. Alright, good. Sweet. Now I can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I am unable to, you see? I'm sure I needn't tell you, but the keys on this piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright, let's give this a shot. If C's not C, D's not D, I'm pretty sure it's usually A, B, C, D, E, F. I do know for notes they usually say F, A, C, E, and every good boy deserves fruit. Leftmost is C. Yeah, normal music terms, yeah. So that one's normally E, which would normally be there. Nope. Nope, that goes down. So far it's just lining up. Nope. Nope. At least it's showing what I'm getting right and wrong. Close. Oh, it's back at the start. Which one was on that line? Okay, yep. Wrong one. Nope. So which one's down there? No. 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 That one. Of course I can go back to that one there. There we go, got it. And we're done. Music is not my forte. Wait, what was that noise? So I have learned a bit of keyboard, piano or slash piano many years ago, but I have forgotten a lot of it, so... Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. I heard something unlock over by the exit. Let's go. Good plan. Stand. Bow. Be seated. Well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No. Zero almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. Westminster? The palace in London that plays host these days to the Houses of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour. London. The capital of England, huh? At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place immediately. Alright, let's go. You found it.
Another hallway? Hmm?
That should do it.
What's he up to?
I was just putting one of those plates in there.
Oh yeah, to keep the door open.
It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right?
Ah, why would you want to come back here?
There has been... Well, at this stage in the story, there's only been one murder, which was... Because we're back at the start, Zero got murdered up here. No, not Zero, 9 got murdered up here. When we were here, when we played through it that way, about there or there is where Snake got murdered. Then no other murders until we got down here, when we found not Clover, the other lady, stabbed in an elevator, and then we got stabbed. Then we replayed that one, got to here, and Clover killed us with a hatchet. So there has been a few murders, but not in this timeline. So why would you want to come back here?
I might like to play a little piano.
Piano?
Come on, let's get moving. We aren't out of this yet.
Yeah, that's sounding a little fishy. 7?
Well then?
can't say I could ever imagine Seven playing the piano.
Yeah.
He couldn't use the piano in there anyway. The keyboard's a mess. But why would he want to leave the door unlocked then?
Yeah, the keyboard can't be used to play music because the notes are all jumbled up. They don't
I
match.
have no clue. Hey, wait for me! Whoa, a metal grate? Why is this thing...